Here's a video of how applying the 23rd century Oh My Guard protector made in the United States. Here is a set of the intellectual property and patents and the link to it. But this is the Oh My Guard OMG 23rd century protector made in the USA. Live what is right, confident.nature. The product was inspired through a number of cases that I ran into. One, which is everybody knows about, which is the potholes I experienced in my real estate. 18 to 21 potholes that were changed using 23rd century material. However, in my own home, built in the same year I was born, 1974, what is behind the sheetrock in the basement? And here we are in the basement, and what's behind the sheetrock is the classical cinder blocks, and it's been around for now 49 years and going. And here is the electrical box, so you can see that we are truly in the basement. But to further confirm, we are below grade. See that? This is below grade, and once we go below grade, this is what's behind the walls. And you can see that here behind the walls, you can see that there's some moisture that's coming through, so some weakness is showing up in the cinder block. But generally, everyone's going to have something like this. But if we kept going, guess why the walls are open? Because what I noticed was I noticed cracks. Now, what kinds of cracks? I noticed vertical cracks, horizontal cracks, and we had to do something when you have a problem. And what people generally do is they do some very ancient 19th century type of solutions. But I wanted to apply a 23rd century solution, which is to bind this material using carbon chemistry. And here you see it in the Oh My Guard concept, is can we create carbon chemistry that allows the walls to strengthen without using a 19th century approach? So I did it here, I did it here, I did it here, and I got it here. And here's the other window over on this side showing us below grade, right, below grade. And what's interesting about this is you think this is wet still, but it's actually dry. Here's my other finger without a glove. It's actually all dry. And this carbon chemistry material allows the fiber forces and the platelet forces to bind the concrete, the cinder blocks, so that whether it's a vertical, horizontal, diagonal crack, it doesn't matter anymore because it's completely transformed. And that's what I mean by, in our show at Harvard's Innovation Labs, FINGRA, a member of the Harvard Innovation Labs, we talk about using these binding forces within asphalt. But what if we actually bound it on the concrete wall? What would happen is, I don't care what kind of crack you have, whether it's a stair-step crack, a crack that is small, starting to form. Imagine if you had a SaaS model, software as a service, to note how the cracks are affecting, whether or not things are changing. You can actually, with the right SaaS model and the right infrared technology and scanning technology, you could actually put the sheetrock back on and still be able to monitor what's behind the wall. We know that. We know we can do those things, but the most important part of it is to be able to tell whether or not we do it correctly. If we filled the crack with a material that was just as weak as the cinder block over here, then what have we really accomplished? Nothing. I mean, yes, we filled the crack, but if we used binding forces that are significantly stronger, what's in this box, you open it up and you try to bend this material, it's the size of a credit card, it will not be bendable. So applying these forces on top, on the surface, this provides significant change to the solution. So if you continue to explore, you can come up with solutions that address problems. Like, for example, how many homes in America alone or in the world have cracks in the foundation? And what can you do about it? This is a Calling All Explorers 23rd century solution, which is to not have to go and fill the crack with the same weak material, is to actually put something on the surface that's significantly stronger And then now you can monitor it using the SAS model to tell whether or not, like for example, how do we know it's not going to crack over here? If it is, and we start measuring there's forces and data that starts showing up, it's going to crack over here, well, we might as well, and you can see actually somebody had done this before, is that they actually filled this material with another material, but it's not going to add any more strength to it, and it's not significant enough. But over here, this is the carbon chemistry material that changes the outcome. Imagine how much cost savings there is. This is someone's home. Some homes are worth $500,000. Some homes are worth $100,000, and yet still some homes are worth $5 million. So if you have a problem in your foundation and you can correct for it using carbon chemistry materials from the 23rd century, why not?